As the first woman elected to represent this Senate district, which is the birthplace of the women's rights movement, I feel a really special responsibility to recognize, celebrate, and support our inspiring female leaders. Tonight, maybe many of you already know this, but you're sitting literally just feet away from the location where Susan B. Anthony was tried and convicted of voting illegally as a woman. Last year, we marked the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment granting women the right to vote. We've come so far, but there's still so much more work to be done. And this evening, we're going to honor 20 amazing women. As I said, 19 nominees and our 2020 Women of Distinction. Like Susan B., these women face challenges, but as you're soon going to hear as I read their bios, they viewed these challenges as opportunities, not as obstacles. The strong women leaders I'm honoring tonight, they're fearless, absolutely fearless. They're willing to fight and to sacrifice for what's right. As a state senator, a mom, and a new grandmother, I'm proud to share the stories of strong women so that my granddaughter knows anything is possible if she's willing to work hard for it and to fight for it. Before we begin recognizing this year's nominees, I want to thank President Gordon Estey and Executive Director Sue Ann Townsend from Fort Hill Performing Arts Center for allowing me to host this event here. This center is absolutely stunning. It's just gorgeous, and I can't tell you how appreciative I am to hold our event here. Can we have a round of applause for both Sue Ann and Gordy? So tonight's focus is on celebrating all of the tremendous nominees. Our 2021 Women of Distinction for the 54th District will be announced by the Senate later this month. And because the 2020 Senate event was held virtually, tonight I'm absolutely thrilled that we'll have the opportunity to personally congratulate our 2020 Women of Distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to begin introducing our Women of Distinction nominees and also, as I said, our 2020 Women of Distinction. And I would ask the nominees and the nominators, as your name is read, please step forward. Holly Anderson. Holly's nominator is Miriam Steinberg, but Miriam could not be here tonight, so I'd ask Phyllis and Patty to please come forward. Holly Anderson is the Executive Director of the Breast Cancer Coalition. Originally founded to serve those living in the aftermath of a breast cancer diagnosis, Holly has grown the organization to provide supportive and educational services to breast and gynecologic survivors. She has expanded the service area to include 10 counties located throughout the central and western Finger Lakes region. During her 19 years as the executive director, Holly's impact has been profound. She has increased the annual budget from $75,000 to more than $1 million, allowing the organization to fund research projects with the potential to yield significant medical breakthroughs. As a breast cancer survivor, Holly is a fierce fighter and an advocate. Armed with extensive research regarding the efficacy of medical marijuana and its benefits for patients suffering from the side effects of chemotherapy treatments, Holly and her team frequently traveled to the New York State Capitol to share this information with lawmakers and to lobby for the passage of the medical marijuana bill. These meetings proved crucial to the passage of the New York State medical marijuana bill in 2014. In her community, Holly mentors executive directors from nonprofit organizations. Sharing her knowledge and skills in this way speaks to her commitment to help further the success and the prosperity of our emerging leaders. Holly encourages personal and professional growth among the staff and stakeholders. She continues every single day to speak to men and women who are newly diagnosed with breast or gynecological cancers. Holly and her husband Tom live in Webster, New York. They're the proud parents of 4 children, Ian, Zach, Morgan, Griffin, and 7 grandchildren. Holly, it is truly an honor and privilege to present you as the 2020 New York State Women of Distinction. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So much. Thank you.
And I have a couple things to present.
picture, Tom, the proud husband?
Sure. Our first 2021 Woman of Distinction nominee is Mary Beer of Farmington. She was nominated by Town of Farmington Super Peter Englesby, who could not be here this evening, but Jack Marin, Chairman of the Ontario County Board of Supervisors, is here. Please come forward. Mary Beer has been a leader in the healthcare industry for more than 40 years. She is a registered nurse with a master's degree in public health. Mary has served as the Director of Public Health for Ontario County for the past 13 years. Her leadership throughout the COVID-19 pandemic was, and still is, absolutely exceptional. Thank you, Mary. Mary's leadership extends far beyond Ontario County. She is an active leader, advocate, and mentor for numerous organizations that influence the healthcare outcomes for all New Yorkers. Mary enjoys spending time with her husband, Jim, and their toy Australian Shepherds. Mary's nominator, Supervisor Peter Englesby, had this to say about Mary. Throughout her public service as health director and as a citizen volunteer, Mary has shown tremendous dedication to our community. She has made significant contributions to the health and well-being of Ontario County and the Finger Lakes region. I want to thank Peter for nominating Mary, and thank you, Jack, for being here today. And congratulations to you, Mary, on your nomination. Thank you both. Our next nominee is Tammy Bell of Auburn. She was nominated by Donald Wilson. Thank you so much. Thank you. In 2008, Tammy and her husband Jerry tragically lost their son, Marine Staff Sergeant Jerome Bell Jr., while he was serving in Afghanistan. Shortly after, Tammy joined the Gold Star Mothers. Gold Star Mothers is an outreach program for mothers who have lost sons or daughters in the service of the United States Armed Forces. When Tammy lost her son, this organization helped her cope with her loss. As the president of the American Gold Star Mothers New York 15th Chapter, Syracuse, as well as a vice president for the statewide organization, Tammy is helping other women and families. She is a compassionate and an inspiring leader and a lifeline to other mothers who suffered a tragedy similar to her own. Tammy's commitment to our nation's service members extends to area veterans. She is a regular visitor to veterans living at the Syracuse VA and to veterans living in their own homes. Tammy and her husband Jerry live in Auburn, where they raised their 3 children, Jerome Jr., TJ, and Stacy. Tammy's nominator, Don, writes that Tammy keeps in touch with her son's Marine friends who were with him in Afghanistan and on other tours of duty. Don reports, "These friends of Jerry's need Tammy as much as she needs them. To them, Tammy is Mom Bell, and they are her Marine sons." Don, I want to thank you so much for nominating Tammy. And Tammy, I want to congratulate you on your nominations. And from all of us here, a heartfelt thank you for your family sacrifice, what your son did for our country and for all of us. I can never express our thank you and appreciation enough. Can we give her thank you? Congratulations on your nomination. Thank you. Here's your pen. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jody Bender of Marion, nominated by Heidi Levon and Kathy Cowles. Jody Bender grew up in Horseheads, but believes that Marion is where she was meant to be. She and her husband Paul raised 4 boys, Paul, Neil, Edward, and David in Marion. you ever hear that saying, there's a special place in heaven for the mother of 4 boys?
I think there is.
You've probably lived it, right?
Over and over again.
Jody has dedicated her life to her family in public service. Her career in public service began in 1977 when she was asked to serve as deputy town clerk. About 4 years later, Jody was elected to the town clerk position, a position that she held for 18 years. In 2001, Jody ran against 3 others for the town supervisor's position. She won the race, becoming Marion Town Supervisor and a member of the Wayne County Board of Supervisors. She served for more than a dozen years before retiring. But her retirement turned out to be short-lived. In 2019, Jody was asked by her community to run again for town supervisor. And today, Supervisor Bender continues to lead her community as both the supervisor and a member of the Wayne County Board of Supervisors. In 2005, former New York State Senator Mike Nozzolio recognized Jody as a woman of distinction for her tireless leadership and dedicated public service. Jody's nominators, Heidi and Kathy, included this statement. In her 30-plus years in public service, Jody has most enjoyed listening to the people she serves and trying to make the community a place where all can feel safe and welcomed. I want to thank you, Heidi and Kathy, for nominating Jody, and Jody, congratulations to you on your nomination.
Thank you,
Present that
Senator.
with you. Yeah, hi. Congratulations. Thank you. Kathy? Thank you very much. Thank you. Heidi, thank you so much. Thank you all. Our next nominee is Tammy Cozy of Newark, nominated by Nona Kelly. Tammy, you said something to me when we were out in the lobby getting our photos. I won't repeat it, but I hope you will. I don't.
It wasn't bad.
No, I don't know if you had the opportunity to read your nomination, but I hope you will listen. You belong up on this stage. You are an amazing person. Tammy is a U.S. Army veteran, and according to her nominator, Nona, Tammy has achieved many wonderful things throughout her life. Tammy holds dual degrees in business and graphics. While attending FLCC, she maintained a perfect 4.0 and was recognized for her hard work and effort with numerous honors, awards, and recognitions. Tammy and her husband Daniel created Grace Racing Ministries, a grassroots ministry catering to at-risk youth. Located on 70 acres in Wayne County, the mission of Grace Racing is to provide youth in dire situations a safe place to go. Tammy and the rest of her team teach valuable life skills through the sport of motocross. Their aim is to equip their students with the skills necessary to break the cycle of destructive behaviors they have been exposed to in their lives. On the campus of Grace Ministries is a small gift shop known as The Barns. The Barns features unique, locally crafted wares, and Tammy is a regular contributor of custom pieces ranging from furniture to memorabilia. Sales from the barn help support the Grace Racing Ministries program. Through Grace Racing Ministries, Tammy has created a warm and welcoming place for kids and young adults to come and have fun, to learn valuable life lessons, to be fed, and to be loved. I want to thank you, Nona, for nominating Tammy. And Tammy, I want to say heartfelt congratulations on your nomination. Congratulations to you. You're amazing. Thank you. Our next nominee is Pamela Ferrante, nominated by Cheryl Huffland. Pam has been a true pillar of strength for her family. She and her husband, Phil, have raised 8 children: Thomas, Elizabeth, Jenna, Lauren, Brianna, Elise, Taylor, and Philip III. While she was pregnant with her youngest child, Pam attended college and worked full-time at Xerox Corporation, where she has worked for 37 years. While her children attended Webster schools, Pam committed many hours to leading and supporting various booster clubs. In 2011, she was honored with the Lefroy Award from the Webster Junior Warriors and the Junior Titans for her dedicated volunteerism. Pam has also been very active and a very passionate supporter of the Wayne County Fair. Her love for the fair began as a young girl participating in 4-H events. Today, Pam is the president of the fair, the first female president of the Wayne County Fair. We've had lots of good things going on in state government this week with women. Woohoo! No. I promised my staff I wouldn't say anything like that. Pam has held the position of president of the Wayne County Fair since 2007. In 2008, she was honored with a Changemaker Award from Corporate Meetings and Incentives and was named a Best Meeting Practitioner by Business Travel News magazine. Pam's nominator, Cheryl, writes, "Pam is the kind of person who would do anything for anyone. She is the most dedicated and hardworking person I know in both her professional and personal life and does not ever take the spotlight herself." I've seen that myself at the Wayne County Fair. You're everywhere. You do amazing work. Cheryl, I want to thank you for nominating Pam, and Pam, congratulations on your nomination. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Our next nominee is Lisa Finnegan of Walworth, nominated by her husband, Martin Finnegan. In addition to her successful career as a corporate account manager for over 30 years, Lisa has made significant contributions to the Gananda community. Lisa has served on the Gananda Board of Education since 2003 and has served as both a vice president and president. She is the advocacy liaison to the New York State School Board Association, where she has earned the Lifetime Achievement Award. Lisa established the Gananda Education Foundation in 2017 and continues to volunteer with this organization. She helped establish both the Gananda Youth Football and Cheerleading and Youth Lacrosse boards and has chaired many successful fundraising events to benefit student athletes and graduating seniors. Lisa spent many years volunteering with the Performing Arts Boosters and the Sports Boosters. As is the case for most volunteers involved with community organizations, the work is not limited to attending meetings and making decisions. Lisa has gotten her hands dirty, so to speak, soliciting sponsors, working the concession stand, organizing food drives, and so much more. Lisa is a devoted wife and mother. She has provided her 3 sons, John, Connor, and Ryan, with an enriched academic, athletic, cultural, and social life. Despite her demanding career and her countless hours of community service work, Lisa's family has always benefited from her ability to expertly balance her career, her volunteer, and family time. Lisa's nominator and husband, Martin, shared with us, Lisa is selfless with her time, energy, and in the sharing of her skills and knowledge. Our community is a better place because of her past and continued efforts. Thank you, Martin, for nominating Lisa, and thank you very much. Congratulations to you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Appreciate women of distinction there. Thank you. Thank you, Martin. Thank you. Dorothy French of Walworth, nominated by Town of Walworth Supervisor Susie Jacobs. Dorothy has worked tirelessly to preserve our local history and to educate community members on the significant milestones that helped shape Walworth. In 2013, the Walworth Historical Society elected Dorothy as their Outstanding Citizen of the Year and recognized her with a Community Service Award. The group stated, "The name Dorothy French has come to symbolize the word volunteer. Dorothy always volunteers for committees, writes many articles, helps to organize the newsletters, and generally helps anyone who needs it." Dorothy has worked for many years at the Historical Society Museum, sorting and filing so that things can be found quickly and easily. Thanks to Dorothy, future generations will now be able to look back and have a better understanding and connection to our community. Dorothy has also made significant contributions to the Walworth-Seeley Public Library, including serving as a trustee for 8 years. Dorothy's nominator, Supervisor Susie Jacobs, shared with us that Dorothy is one of the nicest and most dedicated people in our community. We are all thankful for Dorothy's commitment to making the community a better place and for the countless hours invested in these important educational institutions. Our neighbors are better off due to Dorothy's efforts. Susie, thank you so much for nominating Dorothy. And Dorothy, it is an honor to recognize you as a Woman of Distinction honoree.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations to you. I think we're going to get a photo.
Thank you.
I'm going to get this to Susie
Okay, that'd be great.
after we get done.
After we get,
Oh,
when we
great.
get to sit down,
Thank you,
then
Dorothy.
we'll get in.
Our next nominee is Bonnie Hayes of Palmyra, nominated by Tracy Murphy and Irene Unterborn. For the past 25 years, Bonnie has been the executive director of Historic Palmyra. Her quarter century of work with Historic Palmyra is only one part of her service to our community. From 1965 to 67, Bonnie dedicated her life to her country, serving in the United States Navy during the Vietnam War. I guess that was, thank you very much. Lisa. In recognition of her incredible service, Bonnie was presented with a Meritorious Service Award. Every day, Bonnie works tirelessly. She has dedicated her life to the success of several museums and organizations. Her love of history and commitment to preserve historical assets in her community is extraordinary. In recognition of her hard work and efforts, Bonnie was named the Pelmac Lion of the Year. Bonnie serves on the Tourism Alliance Board of Directors, a position that she's held for over a decade. She also serves on the New York State Archives Records Advisory Committee and the Erie Canal Pirates Committee. A freelance writer, Bonnie covers the Pelmac Raiders sports programs and has composed historical news articles in the Palmyra Courier Journal for the past 6 years. Bonnie and her husband, Stephen, have been married for 55 years. I think that's worth another round of applause. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. And together have raised their 2 sons, Greg and Michael. Tracy and Irene, Bonnie's nominators, shared this. Bonnie plays many roles in the Palmyra community and wears many hats with ease. She is always smiling and ready to tell a story. Bonnie truly does so much for historic Palmyra, Wayne County, and the entire Finger Lakes region. She loves local history, the village, and her country. She is a true treasure for the entire community. Tracy, I want to thank you and Irene for nominating Bonnie. And Bonnie, it's such an honor to recognize you as a nominee. Thank you very much. Thank you again. Thank you for your service. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Our next nominee is Mickey Kelly of Canandaigua, who was nominated by Marianne Trickey. Marianne was unable to be here this evening, so with us tonight is Marianne's husband, Hank. Mary Kelly, known as Mickey to her friends and family, has served her community as a first responder for more than 3 decades. She also teaches EMT and CPR training courses through the Finger Lakes Regional EMS Council. Mickey moved to Hopewell in 2016 and became an EMT firefighter. She currently holds the title of EMS captain. Throughout her 33 years on the job as a first responder, she has responded to numerous incidents, including motor vehicle accidents, fires, and flooding, and has helped countless people suffering with a multitude of health issues. During the pandemic, additional safety issues and concerns came into play. However, Mickey never, ever wavered in her number one priority, concern first and foremost for the patient. Mickey's dedication to the fire department is said to be the ultimate gift anyone can give to their town. She handles all calls with personal and professional courtesy and expertise. During one shift, a father lost his life attempting to save a child. It was and still is a traumatic experience for everyone who was involved. Mickey has become very close to this family and continues to look out for them. In 2019, Mickey received the Roland E. Poole Memorial Award for her dedication, compassion, and loyalty to the Hopewell Fire Department. Marianne Trickey, Mickey's nominator and also a New York State Women of Distinction nominee, shared this. Mickey knew at a young age that she wanted to become a nurse in order to assist others, and Hopewell is lucky that she did. Mickey has worked 18 years at the Finger Lakes Ambulance, and they became a family to her. This is where she met her late husband, Ken Kelly. Mickey has 3 sons, Jamie, Aaron, and Billy, and 7 grandchildren. Hank, please tell Marianne how thankful I am and appreciative that she nominated Mickey. And Mickey, it is such an honor to recognize you as a nominee. Thank you very much. Thank you again. Our next nominee is Shelly Lowe of Auburn, nominated by Rhonda Miller. Rhonda was unable to be here, so this evening it's an honor to have someone I consider a friend, Auburn City Mayor Mike Quill, and we also have City Manager Jeff Dygert, who is here. For the past 6 years, Shelly has served as the executive assistant to the city manager for the city of Auburn. She has demonstrated exemplary leadership and commitment to her community during the COVID-19 pandemic. Serving as the official point person for the city and the liaison with the county health department, Shelly leads the massive undertaking of vaccinating the public. Shelly has made a particular effort to reach minority and underrepresented groups in the city and the southern parts of the county. She has served as a valuable partner to so many local and county agencies. After being trained in the New York State vaccination registration system, Shelly personally trained over 30 city employees to assist with online vaccination registrations. She has also overseen the city's vaccination hotline. In the first week of operation alone, the city received more than 9,000 calls. Shelly is a lifelong resident of Auburn, someone who is proud to have raised her 3 children, Brett, Abigail, and Lauren, in the community. Rhonda Miller, Shelly's nominator, shared this. Shelly is a positive role model who has served on many committees, including the Cayuga County United Way and Leadership Cayuga Advisory Council. In recognition of her service, Shelly has been honored with several special recognitions. Most recently, she earned the United Way Certificate of Appreciation for hosting a successful campaign during the COVID pandemic. I want to thank Rhonda for nominating you, Shelly, and congratulate you for being a nominee. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. It's incredible. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Our next nominee is Jessica McDonald of Geneva. She was not able to be here this evening, so we will get her recognition award to her. Here with us this evening, though, is Lori Miller of Auburn, who was nominated by Adam Miller. Lori Miller left her job in 1988 to pursue her dream of being a stay-at-home wife and mother. She has devoted her life to her family. Lori homeschooled her 2 sons and worked from home as a caregiver. She not only raised her 2 sons, but helped to raise many children throughout the community in her role as caregiver for more than 30 years. Lori demonstrates and teaches manners, respect, and Christian values to all the children she works with. Lori is very active in her church. She volunteered in children's ministries, including the Children's Bible Club. She also shares her musical talents through the church choir. Lori is extremely grateful for her husband, Grant, 2 sons, Adam and Jeremiah, 2 daughters-in-law, Joanna and Melissa, and her 3 grandsons, Elijah, Jonathan, and Samuel. Lori's nominator, Adam Miller, shared with us, Lori is an amazing woman, a godly woman, and she's my mother. Thank you, Adam, for nominating your mother, and congratulations, Lori, on your nomination. Our next nominee is Pam Raposa of Geneva, nominated by Fran Acker. Pam is a distinguished educator, artist, activist, and community advocate. She earned a Master of Science in Early Childhood Education and is currently serving as the Director of Curriculum, Instruction Assessment, and Professional Learning for the Trumansburg Central School District. Pam started her career working for a migrant Head Start program in the Finger Lakes region. She later worked for 10 years teaching young learners in the Phelps-Clifton Springs School District. And for 13 years, Pam worked for the Dundee Central Schools, serving in multiple administrative roles, including elementary principal and director of curriculum. Pam was awarded a National Board for Professional Teaching Certification, the most respected professional certification in K-12 education. And for her dynamic teaching style, Pam was awarded a scholarship to one of the first cohorts of the Finger Lakes Leadership Institute. Among other things, Pam is also a published author. Her book, Dolores Bakes a Fortune, is a story designed to teach children to believe in themselves. A lifetime theater artist, Pam received the Theater Association of New York State Award for winning director and actor on multiple occasions. She is involved with the Rochester Broadway Theater League's education program, Stars of Tomorrow, and she has her own regional community theater company. Pam's nominator shared with us, Pam has dedicated her life to connecting people with art and sharing innovative experiences and opportunities with the community. She strives to challenge our community to think differently about ways to serve and inspire change and growth through artistic values and purpose. I want to thank you, Fran, for nominating Pam. And Pam, congratulations on your nomination. Thank you very much. Congratulations to you. Thank you. Thank you. Jennifer Scott of Canandaigua is our next nominee. She was not able to be here this evening, but I definitely wanted to recognize her. And the same is true of Suzanne Soklowski, who was unable to be here. So our next nominee is Dina Stuck of Seneca Falls, nominated by Ed Mayer, President and CEO of GW Lisk. Dina is the Vice President of Human Resources for GW Lisk, where she excels as a human resources executive and is a key member of Lisk's leadership team. In addition, Dina is responsible for several other diverse businesses owned by GW Lisk, including an ambulance company, a restaurant, flower shop, gift shop, hardware store, and machine shop. In 2021, Dina started a leadership development program at Lisk, teaching the soft skills of leadership to future operations leads. Dina also works closely with her global HR team through Lisk plants in Ireland and China. As the world, the country, and our community were engulfed by the COVID-19 pandemic, Dina and the Lisk leadership team faced numerous and unsettling unknowns. From the outset, the business managed day by day with a singular focus on maintaining the health and safety of the workforce. Dina's leadership and support during this challenging journey was invaluable. She remained current with rapidly evolving executive orders, and I can attest that that's not an easy thing to do. And she translated these orders and these generalities into common sense, specific workplace safety procedures. Throughout all of Dina's accomplishments, she has had the support of her husband of 25 years, Ron, and their two children, Taylor and William. Dina's nominator, Ed, praised her hard work, saying, "I am thankful to have such a talented executive as part of our team." I want to thank you, Ed, so much for nominating Dina, and Dina, congratulate you on your nomination. Shelly Hipkins of Auburn was not able to be here this evening, so our next nominee to come forward is Marita Wallace of Geneva, nominated by her son, Ryan Wallace. Marita's nominator, Ryan, reported that Marita has been breaking glass ceilings her entire career. She was the first female salesperson in the paper industry and then became the industry's first female sales manager in the 1970s. At the time, the paper industry was predominantly an all-male business, but Marita was persistent. She was just 24 years old at the time and had been in the United States for just a few years, having immigrated from Germany when she was just 20 years old. Marita is an innovator In the mid-90s, she started one of the first website design companies in the southwestern United States. She then founded one of the first solar installation companies in upstate New York. Marita has grown many small startup companies and very successful businesses, generating millions of dollars in annual revenues. Marita is well known in the Finger Lakes wine and beer industry as an outspoken advocate. She is a dedicated member of the Geneva Business Improvement District Executive Board. Marita's favorite way to spend her personal time is with her son Ryan and her 2 grandsons, who are the center of her life. Ryan, I want to thank you so much for nominating your mother and congratulate you, Marita, on your nomination.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I first met Marita walking down the street in Geneva, where my district office is located. She came flying out of her office to share with me some great opportunities, some great things, some great projects that they were working on in Geneva. And to me, that was a sign right then and there that you are a great, aggressive woman who's going to find a way to get the job done, and I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Our next nominee is Linda Wise of Ontario, nominated by Town of Ontario Supervisor Frank Robusto. Linda is a founding member of the Ontario Food Pantry. She is the inspiration behind the pantry and one of many volunteers who has invested considerable sweat equity into the pantry. Linda has served on the board of directors since the pantry opened 16 years ago. She is the current treasurer and the volunteer coordinator. Linda is also a lifetime member of the Ontario Fire Company's Auxiliary. She has volunteered her leadership skills as the Auxiliary's president and treasurer. In addition, Linda is a 16-year member of the Ontario Walworth Rotary Club. In those 16 years, Linda has not missed a single meeting. That's incredible. At the Rotary District level, Linda has served as executive secretary for 6 years. As a lifelong member of the Ontario First Baptist Church, Linda is currently serving as a deacon. She also serves on the Board of Christian Education, is a worship leader, sings with a praise band, and volunteers at the Good Samaritan Clothes Closet. Linda is a dedicated and committed supporter of both Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. In Boy Scouts, Linda served for 25 years as an advisor for the Ontario Fire Explorer Post. In Girl Scouts, she served as a scout leader for many years. According to Linda's nominator, Supervisor Robusto, Linda is a true inspiration to our youth and a devoted community leader. Supervisor, thank you so much for nominating Linda. And Linda, congratulations on your nomination. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are our 2021 Women of Distinction nominees. Can I have another round of applause? Aren't they just amazing? And one more round of applause for Holly Anderson, our 2020 Woman of Distinction. Thanks, Holly. I again want to thank everyone for joining me today to recognize the women who make our communities truly great places to live. Every single one of these women is a transformative leader, making enormous differences in our communities and serving as role models for others. I want to say thank you again to the nominees, to their loved ones, their friends, family, and everyone who's joined us today to recognize women of distinction from across the Wayne Finger Lakes region.